So, what is it you wanted me to see?
Take a look.
Oh, is this a rift?
Yes, indeed. Ever-changing, ever-growing. And to think, all of this started with an idea to collaborate on a season finale over a year ago. You remember, right? I was one of the lower tier analysts and you were one of the big four with Paleo, Digi, and Tommy. You were silly and analytical, I was snarky and critical. It was as if the odd couple were ponyfied. We were about to talk about Twilight and Magical Mystery Cure, and then, with a small explosion, the Rift was created. Ever since then, I've been documenting the activity that happens in the Rift. Every analysis video, every review, every instance that involves an unexplained crossover. While I haven't collected every crossover, I'm not a Watu the Watcher, I can say that the story has progressed tenfold. It actually reminds me of what happened in MLP. Think about it, we have something that changes up the status quo, everyone reacts to it differently, most with open arms, and now we finalize it to affect everyone.
So, you really want to close it?
Well, that got me thinking. Story arcs tend to be contained within their own time frame. Take a look at any individual storyline in comics, such as Death in the Family in the Batman books. That ran for 5 issues in the main book, plus all the tie-ins from all the other members of the Batman family, including Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Barbara Gordon, and even Harley Quinn as a member of the Suicide Squad. But you can have stories that run on a lone concept, such as the death and return of Superman. The idea was to see how the superhero world would react to the death of one of the most iconic superheroes in the DC universe. Now, the next year they brought Zeus back, but the effect was still powerful. For a year, the status quo changed, but everyone turned out for the better. However, you don't want a story arc to overstay its welcome, otherwise you end up with a 90s clone saga. From my view, Twilight's Princess arc is MLP's equivalent to the death and return of Superman. First, something comes along to change up the status quo. For DC, it was Doomsday coming to Earth to take on the JLA, and in MLP, it was the reveal of the Mystery Cure spell in the Crystal Empire. Next, the status quo changes. Superman dies, kind of, and Twilight becomes an alicorn. Then the world reacts. In the DCU, you had Funeral for a Friend and Reign of the Supermen. In MLP, it was Season 4 with the Mystery Box. By the end, we return changed. Superman is back in the world and new characters like Superboy and Steel become DC mainstays. Twilight and her friends learn from their element challenges and in turn become a council of friendship. Everything leading up to the finale was earned. In the end, both story arcs had meaning and had, for lack of a better word, a purpose. And even when they ended, there would still be stories to tell, whether it was Day of Judgment or Season 5. It's like Semisonic put it. Every new beginning starts at some other beginning's end.
Okay, I see your point, but how did the Rift affect others?
Well, I think they can answer that for you.
Ever since the Rift opened, it's been non-stop fun. I've met so many analysts and made so many friends. It's exciting to hear so many opinions. I wouldn't trade this experience for the world.
I believe the Rift to be sort of the bridge that keeps us connected with one another, like the bond of friendship with Twilight and her friends no matter how far away they are from each other. The Rift allowed this band of individuals to have a season-long story arc of our own. We've learned from each other, we have a better understanding of one another, and made friends with more people than we would have on our own. If My Little Pony can last for 5 more years, then why can't this Rift as well?
I believe the Rift is a tool for creativity and mischief. It's chaos. It brings so many ideas together that we don't normally want or consider. It's a great and terrible thing. It inspires. It angers. It is. I fully intend to stay with the Rift for the next 5 years. It's too unique to give up on. Even for a unique fandom like MLP, it's the only collective I know of its kind, and I can't be grateful enough to be a part of it.
I think the Rift has really helped us to develop as analysts. It's a place where everyone is treated as equals, and I feel its crazy shenanigans have a deeper meaning to it. Life before the Rift was very much a life of isolation and struggles, and to lose the friends we've made in the Rift would be very devastating for us.
The Rift means a lot to me, simply because it allows us all to come and be able to interact with each other so easily. It's given me great fun, great discussions, and of course, great friends. I definitely owe the Rift a lot from meeting so many great people. While we may not all agree on everything, that just goes to show the grand diversity in people, and how even through those differences, we can all come together. Just like the very show that brought us together in the first place.
To me, mostly it's because it allows you to work with many different people, or say analysts, to help you reach a common goal. It's something that always holds dear to me, and ever since when I first started in the analyst community, I really enjoyed some of the times that I did with working with other people. It really is a true experience no matter how you think of it.
I think that the Rift Cafe has actually managed to bring a lot more of us together than a lot of us realize, because some of us didn't even really have much of an excuse to start getting to talk to one another until someone finally decided, hey, let's make a giant friggin' cafe with all these people. Seriously, without this, where exactly are we gonna go?
Getting involved with the Rift was a lot of fun. There were a lot of analysts and reviewers I had a pleasure in reviewing and interacting with. We had some unusual yet inventive adventures that we'll never forget, as we traveled from one channel to another. We had some moments with each other on a personal level, and we found our own middle grounds. It was an unforgettable experience that should be treated with value within our lives. Life is tough, and there's no denying it. But when something is taken accountable for in which you value, it brings something worth living for. Voice, I always suggest that maybe leaving the Rift open can leave a longer-lasting friendship. After all, friendship is magic.
The saga may be ending, but that doesn't mean I should close the Rift altogether. More stories can be told after the saga ends.
So, what are you going to do?
What we should have done from the start. One more thing. It's many years to come. I'm the voice of reason.
And this is ANY Pony saying see you soon.